It's been a long time coming. After 7 years and 99 episodes, it's finally here. Are you ready? Nah, I said, are you ready? Because if you're not, then you better be. So, what are we waiting for? Let's rock. Now I feel refreshed. Cue intro. Hello everyone, hope this show finds you well. Welcome to the Brandon Dilworth Show. This is the show of Sense and Smack episode 100. Thank you all for joining me on this monumentous occasion. I gotta thank God first. I gotta thank my parents, friends, and every single one of you guys for supporting me these past 7 years, wherever you've been here since the beginning, just tuning in. Thank you all very much for coming. And at the start of a good time, of course, we gotta do one thing. At least that thing that's been existing since 2020. So let's rock and roll with some feel good content. Nowadays, I really don't care about material things, but if someone were able to get me this, it would be really sweet. In exchange, garlic parmesan wings on me. If you're a woman, you get a lot more than that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a show where we hardly learn anything except at the end of the show, what have I learned creating all these episodes?
Where do I start?
I learned to not do very stupid things that'll cost me my life, a whole bunch of money, especially in front of people, because there's always going to be someone recording and someone's going to post it on the internet and someone that's going to call you a Dumbo, and that's putting it mildly, such as the Braveheart Reject. This is 45. The guy who tried to play Tom Cruise and ended up busting up his drum set. Or my personal favorite, the Karen who wants to be racist in front of her biracial children.
Why?
That's what he is. Now you need to go.
That's what he is.
I also learned to lower my expectations on certain things. Simply put, if it's not gonna be, let it be. That's a lesson that I'm learning right now, and I want to thank one person, a good coach. He's a very good coach, and his name is Arthur Smith. Thank you very much, Coach Smith. There's going to be a FedEx plane that's gonna move you out of Atlanta. I'll be sure to let you know when that arrives. And one more thing that I have learned is that there are things bigger than you, and you should also enjoy the moment while you're still able to do so. So it was 3 years ago, during the early months of the pandemic. This is before I thought about doing a show or doing a podcast or doing something else. In my mind was racing. I was depressed, I was anxious, I was confused, and it just got me to the point where I couldn't be on the socials anymore. Part of why I'm not on Elon Musk's crap hole. What? For those that got lost there, I'm talking about Twitter, which has since rebranded to X. I wonder where he got that from. Don't you, Elmo? Even Elmo looks disappointed. And that's like Kanye West rebranding himself as Lully. And you know, while we're at it, Elon Musk should do a rebrand as well. He should just call himself Lon. Speaking of which, Grimes wants you to loan custody of your kids. But that's none of my business. Back to my reasons why I came back. First off, I wanted this show to be a positive light and a getaway from all the stuff that goes on in the world. The second reason, I wanted it to be better than the last time when I left it. I think with me being a one-man crew, I think I've done a good job of that, don't you think? And the third reason that I wanted to bring this back is I wanted to finish this out on my own terms, not anybody else's, from school, work, or anything else like that. And some days I feel like I have time left, and other days I feel like time is running out. That's kind of like government and money, but unlike time, money is unlimited. So when officials say the US is in debt from spending all this money, especially on other countries, I always find myself saying, but what about student loans? You want to call yourself in debt? Get in debt with these nuts. Not for real. You want some nuts? These peanuts are pretty nice. Look at this. Peanut ASMR. Makes for a good ASMR video. And they're good for you. But nevertheless, I'm always evolving. I'm always wanting to learn stuff. I just want to thank you for just joining me along this ride. And I don't know where it's going to take me. One thing about the Lord, he don't like to spoil plans for us. Then we all going to be like, what? For real? Seriously? Huh? Shout out to my parents who have blessed me beyond measure. Shout out to the friends who have stuck by me, stuck around, rocking with me. And shout out to you guys. Whether you watched me for the whole 7 years, or you just take it in 7 minutes of this. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to celebrate with sangria, the rest of my peanuts, and a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And probably some cookies. And we got a lot more show to get to, so let's move forward. Call the police on me, because I have not done this segment in such a long time, and I do apologize. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a meme
for the people.
I used to think people were rich AF with these TVs. Well, you're right. We were rich. But I do have a drum set. So, we're still rich. Next up is a segment where things go wrong without warning. And to that we say, oh, snap! On this edition, a beer lover's nightmare. This forklift driver misjudges the angle of the supply and the keg hits the concrete, leaving this operator with the world's most costly bar tab. Now it's time for this segment in which we like to ask the question, but why? The British are known to be polite and proper. This guy, on the other hand, I'll f***ing kill him. Not so much. A bicyclist is on a stroll when one driver decides to get close.
Are that close enough?
When the biker catches up with the motorist, he ends up catching some F-bombs.
Too close, mate. You passed me way too close. Mate, how f***ing big is that bicycle? Do you need to drive in the road? Well, you're f***ing lucky that I didn't hit you, didn't you? If you'd have actually had the decency to go over one side instead of taking the whole
into the door zone. Into the door zone.
Are you a f***ing tank? No. Are you a car? No. You're a f***ing little bicycle, but you seem to want to be in the middle of the road.
Okay.
Well, that's your problem. You get knocked off.
Is that what it says in the highway code?
No, it says knock you over.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. You're on camera. I'm going to put you on YouTube.
Put me on where you like and I'll fucking kill you.
Clearly, this conversation isn't going anywhere, except off the handle. After one scolding too many, the driver gets out of his car and tries to snatch away the camera.
Excuse me. Would you like that broken? Would you like it broken? No, don't touch it. Would you like it broken? Don't. Right, well get a fucking life or I'm going to sort you out and your fucking camera. Sad little.
The PO driver isn't done yet.
Do you do this for a hobby? Fucking annoy people.
He should have quit while I was behind.
I'm taking your camera. Right. I'm a fucking tired. Come on, you take it.
The man gets out of his car, and after a short chase, ends up tumbling to the ground. Maybe the next time he wants to argue vehicles and the right of way,
Put me on where you like and I'll fucking kill you.
he won't trip so hard about it. You know, if you had told me 5 years ago that I would bring my show back during a once-in-a-century pandemic and reach 100 episodes in the process, I would have laughed at you and called you crazy. Probably would have slapped you, but I was raised better than that. Nevertheless, I do consider myself blessed to have stuck around with this show for as long as I have been. And I don't know what happens in the future, and being transparent and quite frank with you, I'm kind of scared. But I know I didn't come this far just to come this far. And all I can say is, as long as God continues to wake me up, I will continue to find interesting ways to entertain you. In and out of the show of Sense and Smack. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this 100th episode of the Brandon Dilworth Show. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click on the bell. Don't forget to check out my podcast, The Kick Back and Kick Out. I do wrestling news, rumors, and stuff in between. It's on the PSF app, free on Apple and Android devices. And search me under Pro Sports Fans. I'll be back in December for the last shows of 2023. In the meantime, stay safe, God bless, and until we meet again, don't forget to love yourself and one another.